Hey guys, let's talk about these trig functions here and primarily using an ordered pair like 0, 2 or 3, -3 to find these trig functions and their reciprocals, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. So first of all, you do need to memorize these. The sine of an angle is equal to y over r. The cosine of an angle is equal to x over r, and the tangent of an angle is equal to y over x. So let's consider this problem first. So 3, -3. So the first thing you want to do is plot that point. So you go over 3 and down 3. You draw this little dot. This is where that ordered pair is. And you're going to draw a triangle. So this leg of it is +3, corresponding to this. And this leg of it is -3, corresponding to this y value. Now we draw this line to complete the triangle, and we're talking about that reference angle. So you're going to calculate r using the Pythagorean theorem. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I set that up here. 3 squared is 9, -3 in parentheses squared is also 9. That's 18. 18 equals r squared. You take the square root of both sides and you get the square root of 18. And you're going to simplify that like this. 9 times 2 is 18, and the square root of 9 is 3. So this r value is 3 over the square root of, 3 times the square root of 2. So this is my x value, this is my y value, and that is my r value. So if I'm filling out this chart, I have everything that I need. I have y, r, I have x, I have r, I have y, and I have x. So I have each thing that I need. So let's just calculate the y value. The sine value. I'm not going to do all of them because I think if you can do this one, you could do the others in light of the fact that we have x, y, and r. So the sine of an angle is equal to y over r. Well, we see that the y value is -3, so that's going to be on top. And the r value we calculated to be 3 times the square root of 2. Now, in mathematics, you're not allowed to leave a radical in the denominator of a fraction. There's reason for that. It goes way back in mathematical history. And reply in the comments if you want me to explain that to you sometime. I will. I'll make a video for that. But otherwise, I'm not really going to explain why, but we're going to do it. So what you do to get rid of this radical is you multiply by a form of 1. And I'm going to use the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. The reason I'm going to use that is I know that this times this is 2. In other words, it'll remove the radical. So I'm multiplying by 1, so I'm not really changing the value of this, but I'm going to change the way that it looks. So -3 times the square root of 2 looks like that. And 3 times, there's a secret 1 here, 3 times 1 is 3. And the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is just 2, because that would be the square root of 4, and the square root of 4 is 2. Anyway, you can cancel these 3's, and it leaves you with just negative square root of 2 over 2. So we can cancel these out because they're both involved with multiplication. So I'm cross-canceling them. 3 goes into -3, -1 times, and 3 goes into 3 1 time. 1 times 2 is 2. So this becomes this. So that's my answer for this. Now, the cosecant would just be the reciprocal of that. So if I just took the reciprocal of it, I would flip this over and then rationalize the denominator, and I would be good. So pretty easy to do. So once you find the sine, the cosine is just the reciprocal of your answer. Once you find the cosine, the secant is the reciprocal of that answer. So you're just flipping it over. That's the reciprocal. And the cotangent would just be the x over y. So that's a way you can do that. People bring up this example. They say, well, okay, so what about 0, 2? So if I go over 0 and up 2, I have this point. Can't really draw a triangle out of that. So how do you find the r value? Well, that's a great question. So I want you to think about this. This is x, this is y, and we are talking about this angle here. That is pi over 2 or 90 degrees. But we're talking about a circle, and the radius of that circle would be 2. So think about it like this. If you had a circle like this, it's not a great circle, but pretend with me. So this radius value here, this radius value is a length of 2. So x is 0, y is 2, and r would be 2 also. So in using these to calculate the trig functions for this particular point, 0, 0, 2, the y value is 2 because of this, and the r value is 2 because of that. The radius is 2. So 2 over 2 is 1, so the sine of pi over 2, or the sine of 90 degrees, is 1. And of course the reciprocal of that would be 1 as well, so the cosecant is 1. Anyway, so since you have x and you have y and you have r, you could calculate all of these. It wouldn't be too hard to do. So this is a little bit of trig for you today. I hope this helps. If you have some other questions or you have a problem you would like for me to work out, feel free to comment that.